Hi, it's Sue. Welcome back to my channel today. It's the start of a new week for me, and as you can see, I've got Roxy's weekly challenge journal on my desk. So that's what we're going to be working on today, and I think Friday's was challenge number 43. I think I'll have to double check that. But before we start, I thought I'd show you last week's. Now it's attached to a page. Here it is. Okay, so if you remember, this was a flip up with a pocket. And in that pocket, I've added a journal card, or a tag really. It's got space between these musical notes for a little bit of journaling. But what I've done also, I've thought you could journal on here, and I've also attached mine just on 3 sides so that this is a side pocket. Okay, just some simple decorating, more of my Gelli print, some more of the music, and you saw I'd added this little flower, so I've just added that little section up there. Okay, and on the page just some washi. So that was last week's, and this week's challenge, I'll leave the book here so I can show you how this works. This week we're working on altered envelopes, and the idea is that you make a piece that fits over a page like so. Now this one obviously has a window in it, so it's a window envelope, and my plan is to attach it across this side and the bottom to make room for a top tuck, a top pocket, top loading pocket is what I should say. And then once you flip it over, you have this piece here, which is a side pocket, and I haven't put anything in there as yet, but you know, you could get a small tag in there. And then if you flip it up, you've got space to decorate, or that could even be journaling space up here. I've decorated it. I've added this piece on the side because this then flips open, and it will flip open once that piece is attached to the other side. I'll probably end up attaching it on 3 sides rather than 2 down here and around, just to make it a little bit easier for opening. And I've added some paper there so that I could journal on that. You don't have to. You could make this another pocket. So you'd have a flip-up pocket, perhaps some journaling space here, and a top-loading pocket or a side tuck, whatever. But I thought that was quite a neat idea. And you can see here that I've decorated this one using some of my Gelli prints. And they are Gelli prints worked on the Deli paper. So they're quite thin, which means that you don't have too bulky a pocket, which I quite like, to be honest. My journals get a bit chunky, and if I can keep the pockets, you know, pretty fine, it helps. Okay, so I've made one, and I thought we'd make one together. But this time I've just got a plain envelope. I'm just going to use this envelope because, to be honest, it takes a bit of extra time to decorate this piece around windows. So just pop that there for a minute. And I've got my envelope, and I've got a couple of sheets of digital paper, and I thought we might use those. So what I want to do first is cut my envelope down, and I really like mine at about 3.5 inches. So 3.5 inches is actually to about here where the fold is, and you can see I've ripped this open at the side. So I'm just going to cut down that line, and I'm happy with that for the width of this envelope, because then I don't have to fiddle around with these sort of pieces. So I don't need to keep that, throw that away. All right, so then we have this. Now, the other thing to remember is that we want to just check in. Yeah, they're approximately the same size, these. What we want to do is turn down the top, and it's up to you how much you turn down. But I would say, will I go about the same as this one, I think, which is about there. Okay, so turn that down. And then what we have to do is trim this so that it will open. Okay. Now, Rachel suggested that you actually go at a slight angle for this cut, so as you don't have any problems folding down and opening. So it really is just the matter of a slither. So I will do that. You can see it's next to nothing. Okay. So now I need to take a piece off the bottom so that it can open up. And again, just a slither for mine. And there it is, open. And I've obviously tea stained this envelope. I can see the staining. That's fine, that works. Okay, so if you turn that down, I probably will turn this way. Make sure it's all neat. Yep, that's it, ready to go. I'm going to mark mine. I need to decorate that piece. This is where I got confused last time, and I'm easily confused clearly. This piece and this piece, as well as this piece. Okay, so I think adding it like that makes it a lot easier by marking how you want to do it. I just need to decide. I might even make this a side opening pocket, this side, and seal that side down. We'll see. All right. So that's my envelope ready to go. These are my papers that I would like to use. And I did think that for this piece, I'm going to keep it really simple and just use one sheet that goes the length of that envelope. Okay. Let's just mark that there. And we'll trim that. Yeah, I had to keep flipping this one around while I was making it because I couldn't remember how I planned it. Okay, so that's good. That goes on there like that. It will fold down. That's that piece done. So then we need a piece for here and another piece for here. And I was thinking this piece, let's just measure that. Six and 1/8, and I think that's about 3.5, isn't it? Yeah, 6 and 1/8 by 3.5. So let's do a full 3.5 inch strip. And what did I say that was? I'm going to cut this piece at 7 inches. 2, 4, 6, 7. And that way I can tuck that over to the other side. All right, so that one's done. That one's done. Now we need to think about this one, and I think we might go with this paper again. Right, let's get some of these down and then we'll know where we are. So that one goes on the flipped out page. Yeah. This one goes here. This one goes here. Okay. I was thinking of making one of those idea books for pockets and tucks and so forth. But you know, with Rachel's journal, I think I've got most of them in there, or I will have by the time I've finished. So that's a plus. Just glue that down. Okay, did we glue that? Or just turn this over. It's very bright here today. We had all the rain at the end of last week, and they are forecasting a little bit more later on and over the weekend, next weekend. So our tanks are full, which is excellent, and we reckon the grass is starting to grow. So before you know it, lawnmower will be out of the shed. But yeah, it's so bright. I'm just hoping that this video is not too bright, because although I do edit most of my videos, I'm not sure how you can change that kind of thing. I'm not that good with the editing process. There we go. Yes, I thought I'd have to take a slither off the bottom there, but it's not much. There we go. So that's done. We don't have to worry about that, but we do have to cover this, and we're going to cover that with more of this script. And I did think of using scrap paper to cover this one, but I just thought keep it simple, and you get the idea if you haven't watched Rachel's video, and you can decide how fancy you want to make it. Oh. Oh dear. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Okay. So what do? I think what we will do is we will add some washi down there. I was busy chatting away, never thinking. I've got too close to that fold and opened it up. Okay, all right, that's what we'll do. We'll add washi there. Okay, so this piece folds down, so we just need to cover here. And I think, what will we use? Yeah, we might do a sneaky cut on this. Okay, so I was thinking I could actually just put a piece of this down here. I'd probably use this side. And then I thought, I've got this washi, and this is similar. This has all sorts of advertising. It was that or this plain washi, which is quite narrow. So I think I might go for this one. And I'll work upside down. And just let's add a little bit of art glitter glue. Okay. I'm going to start at the bottom. Hope I don't get my head in the shot. I might even run a piece down here too, just to marry it up. If nothing else, it shows that if you make a mistake, the joy with paper is it is only paper, and you can generally do something to fix it. I like this tape. It's quite nice. It's reds, but it's also a little bit vintagey, bit grungy colours. Okay, so we'll add a little bit of, not that you see this, but just to glue it down, we'll add a bit of extra glue there. There we go. Disaster averted. Okay. Yeah, we could have carried it on up the top, but I think we're going to decorate that piece anyway. So now all we have to do is decorate this piece. And I was thinking of using this part of the paper, and I really need to work out, here I go again, I'm going to trim, but I might be a little bit more careful. Yeah, definitely a little bit more careful. I'm dithering because to make this a top pocket, I could still do it. Yeah, I think I will. I'd have to put a tab on, but that's fine. Okay, so let's get on with this. Still didn't trim that very well. Okay. So we want this piece, and I want it. Okay, so I'm going to open it there and glue these areas down. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on so that it sits down over this piece, which we won't see. This will be glued down, but it will keep it tidy at the top there. If we could get a piece of that in there, because I've tucked it under and I'm going to trim that to give a little notch, but then you'll see this. So let's see if I can just add a little piece of washi in there. I like to try and line it up on this side. So then it's just a case of closing that over. There we go. A little bit of a trim. There we go, done. Oh my goodness. Right, now we want a notch, and I think I had to go quite small before. So that's the basics. And my plan is for it to sit on the page like this. Pop it down a bit. And I will use it as a top loading pocket, and a tag would have to have a little notch on the top so that you could pull that out so it's clear, it's obvious. A side pocket here, Then we flip it over, and this is a fold out. So obviously it would need a bit of decorating, but I'm going to leave that until it goes into one of my journals. I did pick some of these little fairies. I didn't know whether I could add cut out one of the little fairies and add. Probably not there, probably more on this page, which will be a flip out, and decorate this page. But I'm sure you'll see that at some stage. Okay, so let's just tidy this mess up. Don't know why I get in such a muddle. I promise you it's a lot easier than I made it look. Don't know why I got in such a state. It must be an age thing. I'm getting worse. All right. So we've made 2 only this week, not our usual 3. But there they are. Flip up. Side pocket at the top there. Then it folds over. This becomes a journaling spot, and this one is glued down onto the next page, and that will be a top loading pocket. And I could add a bit more decoration on there too, we'll see when it goes into the journal. And that's the second one, same side, flip up, decide what we want to do there. This is attached to a page, and then this becomes a flip out on the next page. Okay, right. Well, enough of that. I'm going to go and photograph these. Then I will put one at least in the journal, and I will show you that before we start next week's challenge. Thank you so much for dropping by today and for sticking with me while I fiddle around with this one. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.